Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Tuesday, February 19th, 2019. Actually, beautiful day here, not temperature-wise, but clear sky-wise. Very, very pretty day. Sun's out over there. We've brought in really good power today for this time of year, obviously. Days are finally getting longer. Sun's getting a little higher in the sky. So our production of solar goes up with those helpful things happening. So it's been very, very good. I'll show you the panels real quick. I had to come out this morning. We had snowed steady pretty much all day yesterday. We only ended up with maybe 5 or 6 inches total. Real white, light, fluffy stuff. But I cleaned the panels off twice yesterday, and then this morning I came out again. There was probably maybe 3 inches of snow on everything, so I got that all cleared off, and then with the sun coming out, and it just melted off whatever residual stuff was on there. Alright, so anyway, let's jump into the video. When is the best time to buy food? You know, this is actually a really, really easy answer for this one, and we're going to discuss why and everything else. The best time to buy food is now. And why do I say that? Well, there's a couple reasons. The number one reason is food's never going to be cheaper than it is right now. It's never going to be cheaper, I'll say it again, than it is right now. The food prices are going to do nothing but in the long run go up, up, and up. That's what they do. They do it all the time. They do it constantly, okay? So obviously the very best time to get new food, if you can, is now. And the other reason to get food now is because if an emergency happens, next thing you know, you can't get food. You know, with the inflation and everything else, and you look at the food prices, and I talked a little bit about the food prices in yesterday's video. I mean, they just continue to go up, up, and up. It's absolutely crazy. You know, I think somebody had made a comment, and they were like, since 2008, I think they said, that the living expenses, you know, the wages and all that type of stuff has gone up 3.1%, and the price of food has gone up like 31%. So, I mean, if you bought food 10 years ago, long-term food, you know, you're going to be in a lot better shape than if you started doing it now. But now, guys, I'm telling you, and I know I've talked about food on different occasions, and I talk about the importance of food. Especially as Americans, I think a lot of us don't grasp the reality of how important that is, because it's always been here. You know, we've grown up and there's always been food. The people that remember the rationing of World War II, most of those people are gone now. I mean, you know, the people that grew up in the Depression, that did not have it, that had to have huge gardens and huge pantries and those type of things and stock up on stuff, those people are all gone. You know, they're all dead. So we have a generation now. I mean, you figure, okay, I was born in 1965, so I'm going to be 54 years old this year. And, you know, so myself and people, you know, that even 10, 15 years older than me, we didn't grow up without. We've always had. So there's never, and even think about this. I mean, even the people that were born in the 40s, when they were young, you know, 4, 5, 6 years old, you know, they don't remember World War II. They don't remember that. So, you know, you're talking about a whole generation that has not suffered, that have not had to ration, that has not had to deal with no food being there. And now again, with the way that the delivery system is, I mean, I can remember as a kid, and I worked it was Bell's at the time in Caledonia, New York, and it was a grocery store. It's not, I think it's a Surefine or something like that now, but we always had, even then, and I was, you know, 18 years old at the time, you know, we had everyday deliveries that came in as far as produce and stuff like that. But they also had the stock room where they had quite a bit of stuff in the back in the stock to restock the shelves. Well, that whole thing is gone now. It's a just-on-time delivery system, where literally every day, they're having deliveries come in, and it's all electronic. And as soon as something is down or something is low, then they just put in the next order, and it's there, like the next day or the next couple of days. So, that whole thing of having a bunch of stock back, that's gone. So if there's a run on those stores, and a great example of a run on the stores, guys, is when there's any kind of an emergency, whatever it is, with warning. So remember this, think about this, with warning. Look how bare the stores get that fast. So if there is a huge national emergency or national disaster, the food stores, they're going to be empty quick. I mean, really, really quick, because they're not expecting, when I say they, I'm talking about the grocery store chains, are not expecting people to make a run on the stores. So, excuse me, when there's a storm coming, they have an idea it's going to happen. And look what happens then. You're not getting bottled water, you're not getting bread, you're not getting milk, you're not getting a lot of those staples, because people just go in there and they buy everything because they panic buy. So if you can put yourself in a situation where you can have food now and have it on site and have it ready to go, okay? So what's the best things to do? What's the best food to have on hand? What's the best food to buy? Well, first of all, I always recommend being diverse. That's really important, okay? Really, really important. The first thing is definitely have canned goods. Canned goods, and again, and there's a big misconception, and I talk about this with a lot of people, about how long this food is good for. They call it the expiration date. It's not the expiration date, it's the best by date. The best by date on a canned good says that this, like you buy it and it'll say best by 2 years afterwards. Well, that food is still good. It just starts to lose its nutritional value the older the can gets. So you could eat that can 10 years down the road, and it might not be as nutritionally valuable at that point, but having some kind of warm food in your belly is going to make a big, big difference in an SHTF situation. So that's number one. The second thing I always tell people is you're going to have your dry goods. Get your rice, your beans, your honey, your long-term stuff that's going to give you a 30-year plus shelf life. Like honey is good forever. You got your list of forever foods that are going to last. Like white rice is going to last you indefinitely, as long as it's stored properly. So those are the second thing that I recommend. Third thing I recommend is having freeze-dried foods, okay? Real important, because the best thing about the freeze-dried foods, and I always tell people this, if you are a very new beginner, and if you can do it, freeze-dried is the way to go, because you don't have to worry about rotation, you don't have to worry about anything. You buy it, you have it on site, you have it ready to go, and when that emergency happens, you have that food there. You just got to add water, heat it up, obviously, and then you got a nice hot meal, and it's all there. I mean, it's already seasoned and everything else. If you have some spices or salt and pepper and those type of things, you can add as much, of that as you want to. But freeze-dried is definitely a really good way to go, especially for somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of experience as far as prepping and how to do food, because it's got a 25-year shelf life, so you can buy it and you can forget about it. Just set it aside, And I do, on my website, preppernurse1.com, I do have long-term food storage with Legacy Foods. Highly, highly recommend them, if that's the way you want to go. But again, like I said, have a little bit of everything. Make sure you have your spices and those type of things as well. Be able to change up that texture of that food and the taste of that food, And guys, like I said, the food prices are going to do nothing but continue to go up. The portion sizes that they're selling us continue to go down in size. So it's really, really important to remember, that the best time to buy food is right now. Like I said, it's never going to be cheaper. And the best part is, if you're buying that rice now and you're getting it cheap, and beans and those type of things, and it's, I look at the prices of beans from when I bought beans even 5 years ago to the price of buying beans now. The prices continue to do nothing but go up, and it's gone up a lot. So like I said, the best time to do it is now. When you have like those beans and that type of stuff, Again, you're looking at a 25, 30-year shelf life if stored properly. So that's really, really important. And a lot of people, like I said, they just don't think about that. So I want you guys to really sit down and think about it. And again, sit down and think about, and this is what I always try to tell people. The best way that I talk to people about prepping is I always say, if the lights went out tomorrow and they were not coming back on, how prepared are you as far as food and those type of things? How prepared are you? And most people are not, guys. They really, really aren't. You know, they really are not prepared. One thing I did want to mention real quick while I was thinking about it, because I probably should have said it earlier, but then I always get told if I don't talk about, jump right into the subject matter, then, that's not a good thing. But on my website, we have the Prepper Nurse One community if you are interested. And what that is if you're a prepper, an off-gridder, and you're looking to hook up and talk with like-minded people, if you're looking to try to form a group or a community, what we do is we have it where you go in and you register, and it's very private, so that way there's, if somebody off the street just can't go into the website and look at that part of the website, because it's a private community, okay? And you can, for whatever state or whatever country that you're in, and you register for that state or country, or you could register for other states that are around your state. Like I registered myself for both New York and Pennsylvania because I'm fairly close to the Pennsylvania border. So, that's why I did both, because, that way I could try to, hook up with like-minded people that are in my area. And so you can find people in your state, even if you just want to talk to them. Talking with like-minded people is a great thing, guys. It really, really is. It helps keep you motivated. You can bounce ideas off each other, and those type of things. So if you are interested in that, it's totally free. It doesn't cost you guys a thing to register there. And then, like I said, and then you can try it if you're looking to try to find a group. And that's why we started it, because I had a lot of people asking me, how do I find a group? How do I find a group? So I decided to set up the Prepper Nurse One community. And again, it's no cost to you guys at all. So, go in there, check that out. And if you're interested in that way, join up, and it's totally up to you. If you want to hook up with people, talk to people, completely up to you, okay? So that's just that. It's an opportunity to meet like-minded people and talk with like-minded people. Like I said, you can talk to somebody, and if you get a bad vibe and you don't want to be hooked up with them, then don't. But I got to say that most of my subscribers, and when I say most, I'm talking 98%, I think, are good people. I really do. We have really good engagements when we do the live chats. I don't tolerate, people coming in there. We've had a few people come in there, and for whatever reason, really a lot of anti-Semitism. And so they're blocked right away, because we're not going to tolerate that. I'm not going to tolerate any anti-anything on my live chats. This is a family get-togethering. It's a family gathering. We're trying to, talk about different subject matter, and and bounce ideas off each other and those type of things. And that's what that's about. And that's what this, like the Prepper Nurse One community, is about too. It's like-minded people with the same kind of mindset getting together. So anyway, I definitely like to hear your guys' thoughts on the topic of today's video. I think, like I said, I think the best time to buy food is right now. I really, really do. So I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on that as well. Because I'll tell you what, if the lights went out tomorrow and weren't coming back on, realistically, how ready are you? And so that's a great gauge when you tell people that. And I have so many people said to me, "Oh, I'm not ready at all." And man, I tell you, that is like the most frightening thing to me, because I think to myself, how desperate are these people going to be when that happens? How truly desperate are they going to be? And it's scary. It really is, because there's nothing more frightening or more dangerous than somebody who is desperate and scared. That is when people are at their most dangerous, guys. And so if you can put yourself in a situation where you're not going to be desperate, you're not going to be scared, that's really, really important, okay? So anyway, I'm going to jump off of here, guys. Again, let me kick this around, because this is very rare in New York, how beautiful this is. Got a few wispy clouds, but other than that, this morning I took some pictures because the snow was on all the trees from the storm, and you can still see some on the pines back here. But I'll probably put those pictures up on my Facebook page, and maybe I'll throw them on my Prepper Nurse 1 page too, so people can see how really pretty it was, because it was really, really pretty this morning. So remember, guys, we are all in this together. That's important to remember. The more people that we wake up, the more people that we get prepping, is one less person that's going to be coming after us and our things. So that's important, okay? Remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. So it's real important to be, you know, telling people how you feel about them. And the most important thing, guys, it's STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself. That's it. Nobody else can do it, okay? That's real important as well. So anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off of here from now, and I will talk to you all later. I hope everybody has a great night. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.